Welcome everyone to the Monica Brant Show. I'm your host Monica, and I'm here with some amazing friends of mine and past superstars, legends of the IFBB industry, Timea and Beth Horn.
Hi.
And I'm so excited to see you both. This is amazing. So, you know, the Mr. Olympia brings all kinds of athletes and fans, and just, it's amazing to come here and see the people that you've known for years and get to reconnect. And it's been way too long since I've seen you both.
Yes, way too long.
Way too long.
Way too long. You know, in fact, I'm so glad it's back in Las Vegas, because when it was in Florida, it was just it's far to go. So since it's back in Vegas, I never say no.
Yes. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just jump back into time just for a few minutes, because both of you have an amazing story. So Beth, let's start with you. How did you get into fitness originally and turn pro, and what years were that?
Oh my gosh. So I started competing in 1998, and I was missing gymnastics. Like, I wanted to compete.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I just kind of fell into fitness, and Muscle Fitness picked me out of like one of the shows, and I just started modeling and competing, and I was like, I love this. I'm having so much fun. And I turned pro in 2000. Oh my God, 24 years ago. Yes, in New York, and national fitness champion, and it truly was a dream come true. And to turn pro at the pro level, it was a dream. And the best part for me was becoming a Weider athlete. Timea and I had a contract for 5 years with Weider. So thank you, Joe Weider in heaven. I'm so grateful, because just to inspire people around the world, it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
really
it.
cool.
And then how long did you compete?
I competed up until 2003. Arnold Classic was my first pro show, and I loved it. And I kept doing Weider after I was competing.
Right, because you stayed in the magazines,
yes,
as well as in the sport, and just being a representative for the sport for different companies. So that's
and Monica was on my refrigerator before I turned pro. This picture actually behind us, I was like, I want to do that. I want to compete. You were my idol. You still are. You're still gorgeous in every way.
You're so sweet.
Seriously, I needed that inspiration. And Timea as well. Timea and I became really good friends
because we did so many shoots together,
right,
because we had the contracts at the same time.
Right.
And she's my bestie. Like, fitness brought us together.
We were traveling so much for Weider, and so it was just a dream come true that we become soulmates.
Okay, so let's touch on your background a little bit too, because you have a really interesting and fun background as well.
Yes, so because I'm from Europe, from Slovakia, I didn't do NPC. I did the amateur shows back in Europe, and I competed for 4 years amateur until I turned professional.
And what years was that?
And in '97, I qualified for the Olympia, where we met the first time.
Wow.
And it was so cool, because Monica is in, and Carol Semple was there, and before that, Mia Finnegan won. So I was just, you ladies, I was watching you as in TV and the Czechoslovakian edition of Muscle and Fitness. So I was in heaven. I didn't care what I'm gonna place. I was in stage with you girls. I was like, I was so happy, you know, and it was just really the dream come true, because especially from Europe, it was so hard to qualify. I needed to be an overall world champion to qualify for the Olympia. So that was really, really hard. It took me 4 years, and then I was hooked. I just wanted a contract so bad that it would keep me in the country and go to Golds and Muscle Beach, and thank you, somebody was looking out for me. You know, it happened, and I got a contract, and the rest is history. I was training in Golds, and then I end up being involved with my trainer who I end up marrying, and we had a gym in Los Angeles. So it was meant to be. Everything just come together, being a pro athlete, being a Weider athlete, having a gym. So really, I couldn't, like, just everything everything was working together.
And in Los Angeles, like
in
one
LA,
of the hardest parts to make something happen.
And like for me, never been in America, from a small village, I studied in Bratislava, and people used to laugh, like, right middle in LA, you know, never been in the US, boom, right into Brantwood, you know. People used to laugh, like, wow, like what a big, of course, cultural shock too, because my English wasn't the best. I had to actually prove myself to learn and have good enough English to get a contract. So I told, my first contract was with Iron Tech, Steve Weiberger. He's like, okay, I think your English is pretty good. Like, I can't even imagine I go to another country and I speak even a little bit like you are. So, and I got better and better because I was around you ladies and I was able to talk a lot of English. And if you do it, you got better, you know?
Yeah.
So little by little, I started feeling comfortable, and I saw how great you guys were in gymnastics, which the
You
gym.
didn't have a gymnast background either.
I didn't.
The three of us, none of us had one.
That-
Oh, I did. I was
just
a
telling you.
gymnast.
You were. Oh,
But
great.
Timea learned when she was 20 years old.
Well, that
like,
was-
that's
yeah.
hard.
I
Very
feel it
hard.
now,
Same
you
here.
know.
I mean, how
Yeah,
did you guys
right,
do
like
that? It's
we-
amazing.
We just went out and you just worked.
In
Yeah.
Europe,
Right?
it was more about the body, you know. So it was so much work to do, and luckily I heard about Lisa because I was used to going to Marina del Rey, and I saw her in the gym, and I remember she worked with you. So
Yes.
I actually at one point asked you how she is, and you said good things on her. So we end up having the same coaches, and
Yep.
and it was just so nice. We worked together so much in expos together, and I always just, you were one of those nice girls, you know, because it was, you always felt the competition, you know, and it made me feel like home because it was some nice ladies like you, and of
Yeah.
course Beth, and it really became my dream come true.
That's amazing.
Aw.
I did I ended up doing 5. How many did you do? I did 5 Olympias.
10 between fitness and
Oh
figure.
my goodness.
Oh, because
That's amazing.
I
'Cause
stopped
I
in
did-
fitness,
right,
and you end up doing
I
figure
did
too.
Figure, right. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right? But this is my 23rd or 24th Olympia to be to, you know, to come to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is
So,
amazing.
here's a
And
little
still
fun-
looking fabulous.
Thank you. It's just the pink.
I know.
So, funny little story, maybe y'all don't know, a little trivia story. 1997, I was doing a cover shoot with Muscle and Fitness with Jay Cutler. And Joe Weider was there, and we were taking a little break, and Joe was there for a short amount of time. And he and I were sitting at this little table. I don't remember if they were eating lunch or what, but I was sitting right next to him, and I just went out and I asked him, and I said, Joe, when do you think you're going to bring in the fitness girls with contracts? And he looked at me and he's like, you think we should have fitness girls under contract? And I'm like, well, yeah, we're all in the magazines, we're on the covers, we're competing just like the men. Like, why would you not want us fitness girls under contract? And he was
Wow.
like, maybe there's something there, right? Well, about a week later, I get a call from Robert Reef, and he says, congratulations, I heard you got a Weider contract. And I was like, I don't have one. Is there one? He goes, oh, I heard. And then Lynn Conkright was, got in touch with me later, and she's like, well, so after your conversation with Joe came to Lynn Conkright and was like, we need to sign some fitness girls. Well, I didn't sign the contract because I ended up having a better one with Universal Nutrition, and I stayed with them for 7 years. But
Wow. I remember.
I wanted y'all to
Wow.
know, like, I was always looking out for us girls and trying to figure out how to do
Yes.
more for us.
Well, thank you, Monica. I owe you a big time 5-year
So actually, you were
contract.
the
And
idea
there-
behind it.
There was nothing like it. Nothing like it now. Literally, we had a full salary, including our job. Like, thank you, Monica. Seriously,
I
it was
just-
a dream come
It
true.
ended up not
a
being
dream
the
come
right
true.
thing for me at the time. I had something
Yeah.
else that came through that
Yeah.
I felt was a better fit for me at the time.
Yes.
But it was so fun to just, like, Joe, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
come on, all these
Yeah.
guys, and maybe, and I think Sharon Burnett, but she was bodybuilding.
Yeah, yeah.
Linda Murray, bodybuilding. But, like,
Yeah.
West Fitness Girls, we're all over
It's
the
true.
magazines. We're competing.
Yeah.
Like, we're bringing a lot of attention to Weider and
Yes,
all of this.
and
so-
money. Yes. Oh, well,
shortly
thank
after-
you so
Oh, well, I mean,
much.
It's fun little trivia stuff,
I
right?
love
Okay,
it.
so what
I
have you
love
what
it.
do you got going on now? You look amazing. You're
Thank
keeping yourself in
you.
great condition.
Thank you so much.
look
I'm
beautiful.
still personal training after 27 years. I absolutely love it. I've had some of my clients for 27 years.
Wow. And where are you based?
In Chicago, downtown
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And since the pandemic, I've been going to energy school, so I'm doing some really deep, intense energy work. So I have a lot of energy clients, so that's been kind of fun and
Something different.
interesting. Yeah, something different. But it's all about movement, stay in shape, lift weights as much as you possibly can,
Right,
especially
right.
we're all getting older.
I know.
We don't want to lose muscle. Do not lose muscle.
Right.
Lift weights and keep that muscle strong. And Timea and I have been talking about this, how important it is to stay strong, stay lean, and lift a little bit heavy, a little of everything. That's going to keep us in shape for the rest of our lives. That's so important.
Well, isn't muscle the anti-aging tool we have access to if we work at it, right?
Absolutely.
No, and I feel it if I don't do it, then actually I feel it. That's when I'm hurt if I stop doing it.
Yeah.
That's why I want to keep it. And on top, I do some wellness retreats too. So I get the mentally, it's very important also that, we take care of the mental health. And so I try to do, combinations, not just body sculpting, but you doing stretching, meditation, yoga, cold plunges. Like I do sometimes retreats in Laguna Beach, and it's just so fun because some of my clients, they actually love that more than weights. Mm-hmm. So this way I can do both.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wants what?
Who wants what? And this way it's a little bit of everything, which I realized right now that's what fits for me too.
Yeah.
Because with the kids, they like to do outdoors. So I'm actually trying to do that. Just we get the bicycles, not the e-bikes, the bicycles.
Yes.
right. You have to pedal.
You use your muscles.
Straight up,
Right.
And you're right, Timea. Just the mindset, having a positive mindset, surrounding your people that love you, a good support system,
good friends.
Yes, and being mindful of what you put into your body, your thoughts, your actions. I think we need more mindfulness in this world today.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And just mindful of other people, how we treat each other. I think that's really important, and it always comes back to yourself after that.
100%.
Yeah.
So we're here at the 60th anniversary of the Olympia. Do you have any favorite memories from any specific Olympias?
Oh my God, I don't know. I mean, so many. Actually, one of my favorite stories, 20 years ago. My husband, Bruce, and I got married 20 years ago. 2 weeks later, we came to the Olympia, and my best friend here, Timea, he was going to meet her, and we're at the Fit Wings photo shoot, one of the first calendars.
Oh, you did that, do you remember?
The Wings of Strength.
Yes.
They call it Wings of Strength now.
Yes.
We were one of the first. You were in it.
Right.
Yeah, and so we did the photo shoot, and Bruce hears Timea across the room. Bruce! And she's in a hot bikini, looking amazing, oiled up with baby oil. It gives him like a big hug. So that's how she met my husband. It was hilarious. He's like, oh my God.
It's actually funny because when I had the wedding and I give, he was telling this story at my wedding.
Yes.
Out loud, everybody was laughing.
Hilarious.
Well, of course, my favorite is the first time in '97 when I met all of you ladies and I only saw you guys in magazines. Like, that was just the cherry on the cake. And then my last one in 2003 because that was my last one and I knew it's my last one. So I looked my best, I felt my best, and I still made the top 5. And I just said, no matter what happens, I know it's my last one. I want to leave on top and happy. And I just loved it. And Joe Weider was in backstage, and I have this picture with him. I'm flexing, and he's with me. I still have that picture, and
that's so sweet.
It was just one of the sweetest moments with Joe and Betty in the backstage taking pictures. He loved taking pictures with athletes, both of them. Yeah. And I have plenty of pictures. In fact, I put that up on Instagram, and it was just that family
special
of bodybuilding and fitness, that we understand what it takes to get here and to work out hard, the mindset, the drive, and we understand that. And I think that's what's special, that I remember used to getting goosebumps because everybody just have that passion for the sport, that you either have that, otherwise you could never do this sport in this level,
right.
or you here, and then you here, and it's very hard to be there, very high up, and then you get each other because you know how hard it is to get there. It's just special,
Absolutely.
Well, and how much actually it took you to get there, right?
The suffering, the getting the sponsors,
We're coming from another country. I mean,
Right? Yeah, the
I mean,
sacrifice.
let's go back that far. Like coming from another country without English and not sure what's going to happen and going to Los Angeles of all places. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're dealing with the cultural shock. But you guys, it's really just a beautiful big family. And look, like we meet so many years later,
20 years,
and we're
20
still
something,
bonding.
almost, oh my gosh,
and
how many
that
years is that?
sisterhood,
Yeah.
that some of the special girls that we bonded 20 years ago, we still bond. It's just that sisterhood that we just get each other, you know. And I think I have goosebumps because it's really nothing like that. I think family and friendship is the most beautiful thing, you know, believing in God and just positivism and living healthy and just keep the positive mind going. Like nothing is better than that. And that's why I'm always looking forward to see girls like that in this show and just see you guys, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, this is awesome. Anything we want to share otherwise? Like, is there anything else you got, or how do people get hold of you? Anyways, how do they find you?
Yeah, Instagram, the Beth Horn. So the Beth Horn. Yes, that's my Instagram. And thank you for what you do, Monica, and putting the word out and just being so positive in the fitness industry. You were an inspiration to me, and you're an inspiration to everyone around the world. Yeah, and to my best friend here. I mean, fitness literally brought us together, and I'm so grateful for her. And
exactly, and I have
a beautiful life.
I have a cute little memory because we always brings our lovely moms. I was so lucky that my mom lived with me for 12 years and used to we work together so much, and we were the only two girls bringing moms around, and it was so sweet. And I love that about you too, because you're all family too, and actually the moms end up knowing each other, and I would always see your mom, and I just thought it was always so special, you know.
It is, and I have those beautiful crocheted pieces that you guys gave me, you and your mom.
It's like a Slovakian culture.
Yes, yeah, and I have those up on my wall in my office. So I think
sweet.
about you all the
You kept
time.
it. That's cool.
Of course. It's up on my wall.
Beautiful.
It's like, you know, I only have certain things on my wall.
So did you ever did a pro show, like a Grand Prix in Slovakia or Hungary?
Me? No.
Yes. You never did. Not Hungary, nor Prague, nor
Just this one in France.
Mostly in
Yeah, I mean, I guess I competed in, well, it was 95, 96, 97, 98 for fitness.
Yeah.
But everything was in the States, or I don't even, other than this one in France.
Okay.
I don't
We
remember.
only did one Olympia in Nice, remember?
Nice.
Well, that's this one.
I remember you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, France. Nice,
Yes,
France.
yes.
But I don't know that there was any other shows that I really remember that I needed to go to outside of the country in those years.
Especially it's so hard to
In
go
those years.
overseas when you are dieting and
I didn't.
the body in shape.
Honestly, I just don't remember there being a lot of fitness shows outside of the States for IFBB during those 90s. During the 90s. Now, if I'm wrong, I just don't know.
It was right after that they did
Because
more.
they just started. I mean, IFBB was started in 95 was the first Fitness Olympia, which I did, and then 96 the first shows were in New York. I don't remember where the other one was. I remember doing the New York Pro in May of 96, and then I remember doing the Olympia in New York that year, 96, or wherever, Atlanta or some Chicago.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I have one question for you. Because you competed more than anybody, what was that one special competition that it's your favorite in your mind for some reason?
I mean, winning the Olympia was amazing. But the sad thing about my show was that it was on this little bitty stage that looked like this table. And there was, I mean, look at
I remember.
Well, you can't even tell here.
Yeah,
it was
I remember
green,
that.
It was green curtain like this.
Yeah.
It was green. That was it. There was no Olympia signature behind me, and it was that tall. And it was a man-made stage.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
my
so
God.
miserable.
Real comfortable on your
It was
joints.
small. It was hard to do the routines too.
It was really like
Wow.
there was no fanfare of it. There was no signature of Olympia anywhere.
Wow.
So it's like it could have been on a high school stage somewhere, like high school thing. But okay, so that there was a beautiful thing about that, and then there was like that,
Right.
But I think when I won in the '95 at the Jantana, that one was a really special show for me because I had trained so freaking hard for that. We had to do a round where you did a minute of push-ups, a minute of sit-ups, and a minute on the Versa climber, and that was 1 round.
Oh, wow.
And your routine and the physique round.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So,
I mean,
And
hardcore.
I trained for those push-ups. When's the last time you did a minute of push-ups?
Wow.
Like, and had to do as many as you could. Like, so I remember
To
training
fatigue.
for that, and of course I'm a sprinter, so the Versa climber was okay for me.
Yeah.
Because of my sprint ability, but and then the sit-ups, like a whole minute as fast as you had to hit. Had to go down all the way up. They had
Wow.
counters, and you went from one to the next. I think there might have been a 30-second or 60-second window between the
Yeah.
3 events.
That's
So
crazy.
that was 1 round, and I either came in first or second in that round. I can't remember right now, but
Yeah.
and then that was the first time I did a routine with Lisa.
yeah.
And having the gymnastics and everything put together, so that
Yeah.
routine was all different for me, and from what I had done prior to
Yeah.
coming out to LA. So
Yeah, the routine
think-
is no joke.
that was a really special show, and then
Yeah.
I won a motorcycle. I won a BMW motorcycle.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
So fun.
My favorite memory was in my last pro show in New York, and my dad built me stairs, 5 stairs. I mean, they were like 5
for-
feet
for
high,
the-
and I did a press handstand, and I walked down on my hands on the stairs and then
Wow.
pressed through.
So
At the beginning of the routine, I was like, what are you thinking?
How did-
One little miss up, but it
it
turned
went.
out perfect. But
So cool.
that's my best memory, because that
So
was, I
fun.
trained
Those
10 weeks for
routines,
that.
right?
It was
So
crazy.
fun.
What was I thinking?
We probably had a lot. We just have so much memory and so much fun with the actual
Yes.
time of training and getting
Yes.
to that show. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so
Oh,
much for joining.
Thank you. Anytime,
Monica.
anytime. I
You're
just
away from all the.
always love to see you. And
Oh, this is lovely.
This has been
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you guys.
All right, guys. Well, make sure you find these lovely ladies online, and thank you so much for joining us here on the Monica Brant Show. We'll see you real soon.
StemRegen Sport is a clinically tested blend of natural ingredients that boost stem cell release and migration, supporting healthy tissue repair and renewal to help boost post-workout recovery and enhance vitality. One of the greatest joys in my life is being an athlete. I absolutely love being athletic. I've earned multiple world championship titles, including the elusive IFBB Fitness Olympia Championship. Thanks to StemRegen, I am unleashing my regenerative potential